Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage that counts. Winston Churchill. By saying this, Winston was expressing the thought that it does not matter what the outcome of a situation is. All that really matters is looking at and going through a situation courageously. Courage lies within every individual, whether that person can see it or not. For example, in real life, someone could try to save someone else by risking their own life. The person that is helping in the situation probably is not thinking about how they are being courageous. Instead, he or she is most likely going to go back or not even realize after the situation that what they did was courageous. In Ender's Game, the reader does not really see how Graf later perceives his courage, but the reader does know that Graf definitely does not feel as if he is being courageous while Ender was going through battle in command school. His realization was most likely overshadowed by the fact that he felt as if he was torturing a kid. However, he did not actually do this, and everything he did do was to benefit everyone. In the 1980s classic Ender's Game, written by Orson Scott Card, Graf shows the most courage throughout the book. One way that Graf shows a tremendous amount of courage is that he risked Ender breaking in order to make a great soldier. Graf believes that in order to keep humanity safe, the buggers have to go. Graf has been looking for a great soldier similar to Mazer Rackham to do such a task. Graf is also being courageous because he wants to be Ender's friend, but he has to put on a brave face and pretend like he doesn't like Ender. When Ender is taking off from Earth, Graf pretends to be his friend. However, when Ender accidentally broke Bernard's arm, Graf kept his distance and told Ender that none of the other students would like him if he hung out with the teacher. By the way, you aren't helping yourself at all, talking to me. The other boys are no doubt telling each other that old Ender Wiggin is back looking up Graf. The kid's wrong. I am his friend. This could break Ender because Graf was acting mean to Ender as a facade, but he couldn't get too close to Ender because it would compromise his education. Ender was then separated from his classmates because they knew he was different, and they thought he was a teacher's pet. Graf believed that Ender was being independent would help him defend for himself. After this happened, Ender did not like Graf and thought that Graf was a traitor. Furthermore, in order to make Ender a better soldier, Graf fixed his for Ender. Graf believes that in order to get Ender's training done more quickly, he must manipulate the system so that Ender could once again get a better education. Graf schedules many more battles for Ender than any of the other students in battle school. This probably is frowned upon by others, and Graf could never get the same respect if it doesn't work out for Ender. At this time, Graf was trying to train Ender as quickly as possible so he could fight off the buggers before it's too late. It can be argued that what he did was not courageous because he was torturing a little kid, but he was actually trying to save humanity because he thought the buggers were a major threat. Fairness is a wonderful attribute. Major Anderson has nothing to do with war. To go back to before, breaking Ender could also sacrifice Graf's career. This is because if Ender breaks, there won't be another good soldier that has the ability to fight off buggers. The previous arguments tie into a main argument that all Graf's actions are extremely selfless, and he does a lot of things to benefit the world and society. Although this is not true, Graf, like many others, believe that the buggers are a major threat because they did attack humans once by accident. He makes Ender do things he doesn't want to do to save the world against the buggers. He does things like manipulating schedule, and he has to pretend like he doesn't want to be Ender's friend. By doing all these things, Graf puts a large amount of pressure on himself. He lost weight. One kind puts weight on, another takes it off. This is a result of Graf always taking a lot on himself in order to see others succeed in saving people. In the text, it is even said that Ender observed how Graf was gaining weight from all of the stress. Graf obviously cared a lot about Ender and others if he was putting himself through this much stress. The argument can be made that Ender is a more courageous character than Graf. This could either be because Ender is the main character and the protagonist, and he is a character that is supposed to be the hero. It could also be because he saved the world from the buggers and he went to battle school where he didn't want to go. Ender was not a hero or courageous because he didn't want to kill the buggers, and he didn't even know that he was killing them because the battles were a simulation. He was not brave when he went to battle school because that was a task he was born to do. In theory, Ender wouldn't even be alive if he wasn't assigned to that task. To conclude, Graf has always shown a tremendous amount of courage and strength throughout the book, and he is the most courageous character in the novel Ender's Game. He has shown this in a variety of ways. He has risked his entire reputation for Ender, and this shows how selfless he has been throughout the book. Being courageous is represented throughout the example of being selfless, and the character that is selfless most often throughout the book by far is Graf. The situation of courage is represented in both real life and in novels such as Ender's Game. Being courageous is an important part of a character and a person as represented in Ender's Game.
3, 2, 1.